Yo, hello. Good morning, and thanks for joining me yet again for another Timmy B random video. It's Thursday morning. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday morning. I'm gonna be out detailing today. If you followed me for a hot minute or not, let me let you know that I've detailed vehicles forever, and you know I do garage doors out of Susie Up Down over there. I'm a service tech for a company, and I do repairs and installs of openers and sometimes the occasional door or whatnot. But today, since the door service is a little slow and we're a small company, you know, like I'm the only tech, we're slow right now. So I'm taking old dirt. I put an ad out on my Facebook, was like, yo, we're slow. Any of my old clients looking for some detail work, hit me up. So some people hit me up and I got some details lined up. So I got old Derp. Now Derp is the 97 hard body. Now I got Derp loaded up with the things that I need to get a detail done. You know, got a few things in here and in the back here. Let me show you in the back. Got my extension cord, my little tripod, my little high speed if I need it, my skate decks. You know I need those. Anyway, so I'm gonna go down the road here and do a little clay bar and wax job and make a little money. So I figured it's been a hot minute since I've done an actual detail video, so you might as well ride along with me today. Now Derp, if some of y'all don't know, is a 5-speed manual, so you got to push the clutch in, you know, before you turn her on and possibly hold the brake. Now she's a 97, so she's a touch loud right in the beginning, and then she settles quite down nicely. The odometer over 308,000 and it stops frozen. But I know the engine's had some upgrades, you know what I mean? So she runs nice. I almost sold her, but I did not sell her. So anyway, we're gonna get rolling to the detail. So let's ride out. So I'm here, and this is the car I'm going to be working on, the Hyundai Palisade. It's Hyundai like Sunday is what I've been told. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a wash on the exterior, a clay bar, a one-step wax and polish, and we're just going to clean up the interior. I'm going to hit it with a quick vac, do the windows, door jambs. You know, as I'm vacuuming, I got a nice detail brush hitting all the vents, cracks, crevices. I'll make sure to leave no goo in the cup holders. And yeah, we'll just do a basic cleaning on the inside. All right, so I'm basically gonna start this vehicle out like an animal eats its prey, from the rear, all right? And I've removed all the floor mats from inside the vehicle, and I've got them out on the ground. Now, some vehicles are not gonna have floor mats, and it's gonna be even more of a nightmare to vacuum, especially if the carpet is trash. But when you have these beautiful, lovely floor mats that are rubber and they cover everything and they catch everything, and all you got to do is like hose and scrub those off real quick, it makes the interior cleaning a whole lot more easier. So right now I've got my shop vac. I'm going to put it in blower mode basically, and I'm going to take this little brush right here and I'm going to blow the vehicle out, go through all the vents, cracks, crevices, hit everything with this blower, and then I'll come back through and vacuum. All right, so currently the vehicle is vacuumed out. We've got our interior vacuumed, dusted off everywhere. And what we're gonna do next is kind of like just a quick wipe down. I'm gonna wipe down all the plastics, the dash, the console, you know what I mean, and do the glass real quick. And back here in the back, what I did back here, and it's hard to see with the lighting, but all I do is I take a little bit of the spray. The glass spray is fine. A light mist across it. Then you're gonna vacuum that up and leave yourself into some nice clean looking lines. They don't have the rubber mat back here. So also with me doing all the plastics, I've got to do all the interior windows. So I'm gonna hit the windows. I've got 2 towels. I've got basically a cleaning towel, and then I have a buffing towel. So I'm gonna take my spray. This is the best, argue with me, this is the best glass cleaner you can get on the market. I don't care where you get it from. This right here is the stuff right here. Anyway, you're gonna do a nice perimeter coat and then fill in the inside. All right, you got plenty of product to work with. I'm gonna clean my window, make sure to hit all the corners real good. I'm gonna buff it out one time. All right, I'm gonna come over with my dry towel. Boom. And that window is looking amazing. Now I'm gonna do that to all these other windows, and then I'm gonna take a wet cloth, one of these different color, and wipe down all the interior. They're not really getting the interior detailed today, so I'm not like shampooing, leather cleaning, but I always do a pretty thorough interior cleaning, meaning I vent cracks, crevices with a brush and the blowout, and then I thoroughly wipe down everything. If you have a stain or something on your seat, I'm probably gonna get it off for you. You know what I mean? I'm not getting deep into steam cleaning, extraction, any of that crazy stuff. So I'm gonna finish doing all the windows, and then we'll wipe down all the plastics, and minus the floor mats, we'll be done with the interior. Right here, I'm just gonna give the vehicle a nice wipe down on the interior. The dash, the doors, the console, make sure I don't leave any goo in the cup holder, and so forth. And when I say I'm using a wet towel, I mean a very lightly damp towel. I may have a little bit of a cleaner on it. You know, the window cleaner will work perfectly for just like a little damp mist to help you kind of dust down and spot clean the dash doors and console area. All right, so now I'm gonna give the floor mats a quick once over. I got a little brush on a drill, spray a little chemical, give them a quick scrub down, spray them off, and then I'm gonna lay out in the sun and let the sun do its thing to the floor mats and dry them off. All right, so I got the mats done. The interior of the vehicle's done. All that's left to do is to wash the vehicle and then move on to the next step, which is gonna be the clay bar and the one step. So I'm gonna start with washing the feet, because I like to do the feet first. That way, when I'm done washing the body, I don't have to worry about trying to hurry up and wash the feet before the body dries off on me. So I'm gonna wash the feet, then I'll get ready and wash the body off before we get into the clay job. All right, so one other thing I like to do before I do the actual whole body of the car is I'm gonna hit that, what I call the sweet spot, and it's the gas fill area. I'm gonna clean the cap, I'm gonna clean all around the inside and get that nice and purty. That way when they go to fill the gas, they open that up and they're like, oh my, they went the extra step a little bit and got this just looking purty. So we'll give that a little quick cleanup. Sometimes I'll even throw a little bit of wax in there and make it just extra poppy, but right now we're going to do a quick rinse out, clean it, and call it a day. So it just takes a little bit of water. Get you a brush. Get you a brush, a little bit of water. You don't need any chemicals here unless it's super crazy looking. You can see the sun is starting to heat up. The car is starting to steam off as I wet it down. It's getting hot. And really, it's all it takes to go the extra step for somebody. It's going to self-drain itself when you dry off the vehicle. You're just going to, when you do the door jambs, pop that back open, make sure it's dry all the way, call it a day. Now we're going to get this thing up into the shade a little bit because the sun is starting to bake the paint, and as the water hits, it's pretty much evaporating. So going to get into the shade. We're going to wash the body, clay the body, and put the one step on it.
So we all know the basics of washing the car. We got a bucket with some soap and water in it. We start from the bottom of the car, we work our way to the top, and then we rinse the car off backwards. That being said, let's move on.
All right, so our Hyundai is all cleaned up. She's clean. She's been washed. She's been rinsed. She's been now this right here is a clay bar. This is a clay bar. I got this one's from AutoZone. This is a soft clay bar. They have different grades for different levels of stuff. This is going to remove contaminants that didn't come off with a hand wash, right? So I got a little bit of this liquid right here, which is kind of like a little spray wax. It's going to help this clay bar move along. Now I did not dry the vehicle off. You don't dry the vehicle off. You don't dry it off. You're going to spray this on, and with it still being a little damp from the wash, you're going to move the clay bar along. Clay bar kind of feels like Play-Doh. It tastes like Play-Doh. Anyway, you're going to move this along vehicle. It's going to pull out the contaminants, and then some people do, some people don't. I like to do a quick rewash, and then I dry the vehicle off and move on to the next step, which would be like the one-step polish we're going to put on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to clay bar this vehicle real quick like. All right, so I've got one half of the vehicle clay barred, and that's where we're at with it. This is what our clay bar is looking like now. Now, like I said, you look in there and it's all that dirt. Those are contaminants. Now, mind you, I've flipped this thing a few times. Those are contaminants that are, you know, coming off the vehicle. And I flip and fold as I go along. As long as I don't drop this, it is pretty good for about one vehicle, unless the vehicle's, you know, super bad. Which this one is, the top and the hood are always worse. So, you know, this is a good sized vehicle. Got a lot of dirt off the top there. So I'm going to do the other half of the vehicle, and then I'm going to apply my one step. So you stand by. I'm not going to make you go through the agony of watching me clay bar the other half. All right, so currently here's where you're at. The vehicle has been washed, clay barred, interior cleaned up. I've dried it off, and I've even gone over it with a little bit of a blow dry so we can get all the cracks and the drips kind of out of there. And this is what we're looking like. It's not looking terrible. It's nice and smooth. The clay bar did a really nice job smoothing it out. The hood has a little bit of just like damage in general. We're gonna polish that up. It's gonna shine it up quite a bit more, and we are in the shade, so you don't get the full gist of what the vehicle is looking like here in the shade. But all in all, not terrible. We're gonna make her look all that much more better. Not much we'll be able to do up here on the spoiler area, but we'll get the roof nice and coated with a nice layer of protectant on there. So what's left now is to get it the one step on here and have a really nice one step kind of polish for black vehicles, which is going to make this thing pop really nicely, take care of some minor like imperfections, and it's going to add a nice layer of protectant on the vehicle, you know, for a few months. So we're going to get that coating on. We'll do the tires and the door jambs, the exterior windows, call it a day.
So I have a nice little one step from Pro Chem, and it's a really great product. I love using it, especially on these darker vehicles. It's formulated for the darker vehicles, and the machine I was using, I just copped from my local Harbor Freight. It was $20. Now the battery itself that runs it was $50 and some change, so I paid like $74, but that's neither here nor there.
Might be hard to see up in here, but you got a lot of those fingernail scratches up in here. Real easy to take care of that while you're waxing the vehicle. Just get you a little bit of wax on a rag or an applicator and give it a little buff out in there with your fingers. Improve your finger game and clean up all them little scratches up in there. Enhancing the paint behind the handle and making it look oh so beautiful back there.
And to avoid the sun baking my product on, I just broke it down into sections. I did the tops and the sides and the front and the back all separately.
All right, so here we are. It's about 4 hours. It was about 4 maybe hours and 15 minutes, and we've got our clay bar and one step done on the Hyundai. Hyundai like fun day. And we also spruced up that interior. So this is what we're looking like at the end. Now remember, we just did a quick clean on the interior, vacuum, wipe down vents, cracks, crevices, hit it with the brush to blow out. And that's how we're looking. We're looking good. She's looking good all around. The paint looks pretty fabulous. Could it look better? For sure. We could have done, you know, more of a paint correction and got the high speed out on this thing and really touched up on some stuff. But look how much better the hood looks. All right, we got the feet shined up, the windows are clean, and the whole vehicle's got a lovely little coat on it. All right, guys, and that's it. I am out of here. Like I said, it was about 4 hours and 15 minutes, and that's with getting set up, cleaning up, talking shit with the customer and whatnot. And there's the Hyundai. Looking good. Looking good. It's looking good. I appreciate y'all entertaining my nonsense, and I hope y'all have a beautiful day. And for the record, $375. That's what I made for my 4 hours of time. $375 on that. Maybe a tip. I didn't even look. Anyway, tune in next time. I hope you're doing great. See you later.